does he mean by a trade deal? Because we were hearing from a guest yesterday that really President Trump doesn't have the jurisdiction over this.
Right. Well, there's a lot to be said about the jurisdiction because, of course, the UK has to leave the EU or throw off the shackles, as President Trump says, to enable the UK to have the jurisdiction to do a trade deal. The problem is expectations might run high as to what can be achieved here, but as some of my colleagues have been pointing out, there are limited expectations as to what can be done in certain areas. Tariffs themselves aren't exactly that high on goods, and if you look at them in the round in average, and then you're talking about non-tariff barriers, and there might be some room to manoeuvre there. But one of the real thorny issues, of course, is which parts of the UK economy are included here. The US ambassador to the UK has said, well, all of the UK will be on the table, but the government was forced to say, government such as it is, Theresa May leaves on Friday, there or thereabouts, they were forced to say that the NHS is not going to be part of it. Agricultural husbandry standards will not be reduced as a result of any kind of trade deal. So this does throw up many issues, and May's office even seemed to be acknowledging that, making a statement. But it is something that's going to be thrown into the conversation today.
And many people are saying, yes, it was very much about the royal theatre and the pageantry. Today is perhaps a little bit more about business and politics. I think all of it's politics. What's the political risk today?
Yeah, indeed. And it was all about the royal pageantry and the theatre, wasn't it, Manners? And I'm not sure you ever get really told off by the Queen, but certainly she had a point to make in her toast. Very mindful of the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landings. She was talking about the institutions that were set up after the First World War and adhering to those and sticking with those in the spirit of cooperation. Towards a president, of course, who's fallen out with the IMF, the World Bank, the WTO and others. So that was sort of some of the messaging, perhaps, behind what we saw at Buckingham Palace. Today, we move on to the business agenda. Trump will be meeting a lot of business leaders, GlaxoSmithKline, Barclays, those kind of big businesses here in the UK, as well as bringing some US big banks with him. So that's part of it. Will he meet Boris Johnson? Will he meet Nigel Farage? How long before we start talking about Huawei and the security issues there? All of that going to be very much on the agenda. And remember, of course, protesters are going to be gathering in some number, we understand, today. So that's something that no doubt riled President Trump last time he was here. This time he's more in London than he was previously. So we look for that protest activity, and Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the opposition, we understand is going to be addressing that rally.